Hello everyone, welcome back again at TechFerment. I'm Raj. In this video, I'm going to show you how we can create a Saraha type of application with the help of Firebase. So this is a simple application, is a kind of share your thoughts where anyone can, you can share the link and there is a separate admin panel. Let's suppose I'm typing this message and then share now. And message share, and we have an admin panel. We can check the admin panel, we can authenticate with the help of Google. Yeah, so there is an admin dashboard where we are logged in with this email account, and this is a message and the time right now, and even we can delete the data, or we can log out, we can log in again. Yeah, and also we can remove the data, so we can remove it. Yeah. Okay, so there is no data. So let's start it how we can create application. So first we will go to the Firebase console, and then we will create a new project. Let's say my project name is share THO thoughts app. Okay, so I'll skip the Google Analytics part and then create a new project. Till that time, I need to install Firebase CLI in my machine. So if you have a Node.js, you have to type npm install -g Firebase -tools. So with this command, you can install Firebase CLI in your local machine, and then you need to log in with Firebase CLI with the help of command Firebase login. So right now I have already installed Firebase CLI, and I logged in with my Gmail account. So if you don't know how to use Firebase hosting, you can check out the video where I have explained Firebase hosting. So what we will do right now, my project has created. So this is my Firebase project. So first we will initialize Firebase project with Firebase CLI with the help of npm init, and then press here, so proceed, and then we will select Firebase hosting, and then we can select the existing project. So here I have a project share thoughts apps, and then we will type public as a directory, and no for single page applications, and no for the GitHub deploy. Okay, so we can deploy the website with the help of command Firebase, or you can serve the website in your local system with the command Firebase serve. So this is a command Firebase serve 5000. So just I'll open localhost 5000. So this is my website or simple HTML documents. So in the public, we can update the HTML code. So for example, I'll remove and I will write HTML documents. So H1, share your thoughts. And then reload this page. So this is applications right on. We will deploy this web page. So we can deploy this web page. We can go to the another CLI and just will type Firebase deploy. So this is a hosting URL. We can copy this hosting URL. We'll go to the browser. Yeah, and here it is. Share your thoughts. So we have a web page. We have configured the Firebase hosting. So inside public directory, we need to code. So we can remove the unnecessary file like which is 404.html. And right now we have a CLI. I can remove this part, and we are right now serving the file locally, and this is we can remove it. In this project we will use Bootstrap for uh, the UI making mobile responsive UI. So you just need to visit the link at Bootstrap, and this is a website where we can copy the Bootstrap CSS class and we will paste it here. Okay, so here I'm using Bootstrap CSS. Now I'll go to the Firebase project, and then we will click on the web, and then we will create a project name. Share your thoughts, register applications. Okay, so this is the SDK we need to copy, and I'll go to the console. Okay, so in the public directory we will create a folder for JS where we can add a JavaScript file, and we have app.js. So before closing the body tag, I will paste it here, the JavaScript part. Format this document. I can remove unnecessary comment like this is a code JavaScript part, and yeah, I can remove that. So what I'll do, I will copy, cut this logic. I will paste it here because this is a main core app config file, and so I will integrate that logic here with the help of src as attribute js and then app.js. Okay, so in the bootstrap we have a container, so we will create a container, and then we have a row. We can create a row, we can create a column. So column of md, let's say 6, and this is a column of 6. Then what we can do, we can add offset hyphen md 3, because in bootstrap we have a total column of value of 12, so we have a column of 6, and that column will be in the center. So I will cut and I will paste it here. Okay, so again I'll go to the local machine. I'll just reload. Yeah, it's working properly. So in the bootstrap we can center the content element, so with the help of this class, and even we can add margin with the help of bootstrap, like margin top 5. So there is a margin top 5, and we can add a paragraph, not a paragraph, text area. So we'll go to the documentations, and then we have a form element, form controller, and this is a code for the text area. So I'll just copy that code and I will paste it here. So we will update few details, like we can remove the label, and we can have a change the ID to the message, and just reload this page. Yeah, so this is a text area, and then we can add a button. So we can add a button like btn. There is a bootstrap class for the button, or you can go for the documentation, then component, and then we have a buttons. So we can create a button. Okay, so I'm using this button. So yeah, so this is a button, and where we can add a method on click. When I click on this button, there will be a function we need to call, like add data. This is a method we need to call. So what I will do, so we will create another JavaScript file inside JS. The file name is index.js. Okay, so I will link this file. So I'll type src and then js, then we have index.js. So when I click on this button, I need to get a value from the text area. So we can call a functions add data. So we have to define a functions. Add data is a method name, and I need to collect the value from this DOM element. So we can do that with the help of document.getElement by ID. So we'll type document.getElement by ID. Here is the ID, and then I need to collect a value. So this is the way we can collect the value. Now we need to check whether the message is exist or not. If it is not exist, we can show some alert like kindly input valid text. Okay, or else we can add a logic for the Firebase where we can add the data. So right now what I'll do, I will print the logic or a data like message, and that's it. So I will reload this page, and there is a button primary and it's working properly. We have console. So I'll type like this is test message and then click on primary. So I'm getting the button value. If similarly, if you remove the message and then type on the button, so there is a pop-up notifications or a message alert box. So now what I'll do, I'll change the like button name share now, and that's it. Okay, so this is a simple logic as of now we did. So right now we need to integrate Cloud Firestore. So we can call Firestore. So first we need to integrate a SDK for the Firestore. So we'll go to the Firebase documentation, then go to the getting started for the web, and then we have available libraries, and then we have a Firebase JS SDK CDN. So we will copy the SDK for the cloud Firestore. So I will copy and I will paste in below the core Firebase SDK. Okay, we have a logic. So what we'll do, so we have a cloud Firestore. We will initialize the Firebase cloud Firestore, then click on create database. So right now I'll select I need to start working as a test mode, and then click on the next, and then we can select the resources locations and enable. So this is my cloud Firestore. We have a rules. So by default rules is for the test mode, and then we have a data. So again, like I have mentioned the URL for cloud Firestore if you have no knowledge. But yeah, so you can create a Firestore project. So right now I have added Firebase and then Cloud Firestore for CDN. And then what we'll do, we will write Firebase, then we are using Firestore. And then we need to define a collections. So my collections name is, let's say data, and then we need to add a data. So there is a method add method, and here we need to pass JavaScript object. So we can pass JavaScript object like message colon is equal to message, and similarly we can add some timestamp for the value, like we for the admin purpose. So new date is a method we can use as a timestamp. So this is a simple logic for adding a data into Cloud Firestore. This is a JavaScript promise, so we can handle with the help of then and catch block. So this, and if the entire logic or promise is successfully done, then we will get a callback as a document. So we can print the document. So we can add so like console.log like doc, it will return a document ID, so we can print doc.id. and we can add some alert like data added. And also what we can do after the data is successfully submitted, so we can remove the value in the document in the UI part. And then if there is any issues, we can handle with the catch block. So we will print console.log. So we print the error, and this is it. This is a simple logic for the adding a data into Cloud Firestore. So right now I will reload this page. So this is test message, and then click on share button. Yeah, data added, and this is a doc ID. So I need to reload or this page for the first time. So we have a data as a collections name, and then we have a document. So, and then we have a message and timestamp. So if I add another message, TechFerment, and then share data added. So we have another collections, another document, or I need to maybe it's not working due to a network issue. So we have a TechFerment as a another document. So we can create another document. We can add a data, let's say hello world, and then share data added. So another document is added hello world. So this is a simple logic. Now what I need to do, I need to create a admin panel. So we can create another HTML file. Name is index dot maybe login.html. Okay, so login.html, again I just follow the same strategy like I'm using Bootstrap, so I'll just copy the CSS part for the Bootstrap. I will paste it here. I can change login page, and again at the end we need to copy the Firebase these file. So before closing the body tag, I will paste it here. So in the login screen, we are not using cloud file storage, Firestore. We will use authentication. So we will copy the logic for the authentication. So this is a string or SDK. So I'll just copy the SDK and I will paste it here. And again for the login, and create another JS file. And for the login screen, we can add it here, JavaScript src js hyphen login. Okay, so for the login screen, we will first create a container. So, and then we have a row, and then we can define a column of MD4. We can add offset property or a class. For the center purpose, we can add some margin, and then here we can add login slash admin dashboard. Here we can add a button, let's say my button. So again we are using Bootstrap, so we can add a button as a btn class, and then we are using button primary. So this is for the color property, and here we can mention login with Google. So we can call this method by JavaScript on click method. So we will use the method login. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just copy and I will create a functions in login.js file. Okay, so my logic is ready just for the testing purpose, like we can add calling. Okay, So in the index.html, we can link this file. After we can add some br tag, and then we have a and anchor tag. So we can connect with HTML page to the login screen. So login to admin dashboard. I will save and I'll just reload this page. So right now we have a property like login to admin dashboard, and this is the admin dashboard screen. So yeah, so I'm using HTML 4 to 6 and then 3. It will be good. Not, and then you can add like normally 12. Yeah, it's working properly. And you can add text center class. Yeah, so when I click on this button, the functionality is working properly. So again, we have a video Firebase authentication with Google, or I have created a repository where you can check. Go to my GitHub profile, and then where we have a repo Firebase for web, and then we have a documentation for Firebase authentication with Google. So this is a first we need to create a provider for the Google sign-in. So we will create a Google sign-in provider in login.js file. So yeah, and right now I'm using ES6. We have a variable. We can create a variable with the help of let, and then we need to call a sign-in method with Google. So this is a method we can use it. Okay, so again, I'm using authentication service. So we have a firebase.auth method, and then we have a sign in with pop-up. Like there will be a pop-up where we can pass the Google Auth provider, and if the user is successfully logged in, we can get the details. So we can print the user details here. And if there is any issue or error, so we can do that. So we can print console.log, or we can print error simply here, and that's it. I will format and save, and then I will reload this page, and I'll go to the Firebase project, then go to the authentication part, and then click on get started auth, and then select the sign in method. So right now I'm using Google Auth, so I will enable, and I will select the email ID and then click on save button. Okay, so my Google Auth method is enabled, and in the user section we can check it. So I will reload this page, and when I click on login with Google, so there will be a pop-up, and then we need to authenticate with my Gmail account. Yeah, so I got the details for the user where we have a email ID, photo URL, and the name. So this is a simple details like display name. We have a property like display name. We can get the email. We can get the photo URL. So after login, like authentication successfully, we need to create another page for redirect. So in the public, we will create another page, let's say dashboard.html. So I will copy the entire logic for the HTML part, and then we'll paste it here. And yeah, so this is a dashboard. So we will write admin dashboard, and we can add some paragraph just for the testing purpose, Laura Clipson, and I will remove the CS, not this part. So if the user is successfully authenticated, so we need to change Windows.location to dashboard, html, and that's it. So we are not printing console.log here. So if the user is successfully logged in, so we will go to the dashboard.html file. So again, reload this page and then click on Google Auth. Yeah, so I move to the admin dashboard. But again, I already logged in, but again, it's showing you have to log in again. So we have a method on state change. You will get this method details at Firebase authentications. So we can call this method like Firebase dot on state change method, like when the user state is changed, like we can redirect the page, like it will check the state of the user, whether the user is logged in or logged out. So this is a method simple like firebase.auth, then we have a on state change, and then if the user is successfully logged in, we found the user, then what we will do, we will change the location of the path. Again, dashboard.html. So again, reload. Within a few seconds you will redirect to the admin part, and this is it. So login logic for the login screen is ready. Now we will write a logic for the dashboard. So this is a normal admin dashboard. Now what we will do, I'll just remove the text center class for design purpose. Yeah, so this is the admin dashboard. So now again we will create a new file in JS dashboard dot javascript.js file for writing a query or JavaScript file for the dashboard. So I will remove, yeah, this is not necessary. So again, in the dashboard, I will check the state of the user, like user is logged in or not. So I'll simply just type like firebase.auth on state change. If I get the user, I do not move to the like if the user is not found, like user is not found, then we will shift to the index to login.html. If I get the user details, so where we can print console.log user, and that's it. So I need to link this HTML JavaScript file here, js hyphen dashboard.js file, and that's it. So I will reload. Few second, I get a details, user authenticated user details, so we can do print. These all are the details, so we can print the details. So what we can do, we will create a div sections where we can pass a id like user details. Okay, so what we can do, we can create write a logic document dot get element by id, where we can pass a id, then inner html as a method, then we will use multi-line string. So first we will type p as a paragraph tag, like user logged in with your name, so we can get the details. The javascript property object property is display name, so we can print like dollar symbol curly braces, and then we have a javascript object like user, and then we have a property display name, and in the bracket we can also print user of email, so we have a field email, and that's it. So I will reload. Within a few seconds you will get, yeah, like you are logged in with this detail. Also you can print some, you can add image, so we can add image src. Here you can pass the image property, so we have a link. You can get the link via photo URL. So yeah, so this is a photo URL. So user dot photo URL, and you can add some style like width is equal to, maybe you can pass 25 pixels and just reload. Yeah, so there is an image like user logged in with this email account, and you can design entire logic like style you can add. You can add some padding like 3% overall, and you can define some border read like 1 pixel solid hash e0 for the designing purpose. Yeah, so user logged in with this account, and this is the details. Okay, now what I need to do, I need to collect the details. I need to get the data from the Firebase storage, not Firebase storage, Firebase cloud store. So we have a data, so we will write a functions. So we will write a functions name is so data. So we can call so first we will write firebase dot firestore, and then we need to write the collections. So my collections is data, and then we need to get list of all the documents. So we have a method get method, and that will return a promise. As a callback, it will return a list of documents. So list of documents we can apply for each loop. So we can get the one by one document. So we can print the document like first we can print the document ID. So we can add a document ID with this. We can print the like document fields. So we have a docs.data as a method, and then we need to call this logic or function. So here we can call a functions, and that's it. So I will reload this page. So yeah, in the admin dashboard, I'm just using auth services. So I'll go to the index.html page. I need to copy the CDN for the cloud storage, Firestore. I will paste it here and then reload this page. Yeah, so we have a list of documents like this is a ID, UID for the document ID, and then we have a data, another document ID, then data, document ID, and data. So we can print that data in a tabular format. So here we can create a table. So we have a bootstrap table as a predefined class. Inside we have a table head, and then we have a table row, and then we have a column. First column is message, and second column is maybe time, like at what time you got this message. And then we can add another column for the action, for the delete button and all. And then we have a table body. Inside table body I will pass res as a result, because where we will be having a dynamic rows which is coming from the Firebase. So we have a list of documents. So what we can do, we will write document dot get element by ID. Here we will pass res as a ID, and then we have a method inner HTML. So we will create, So we will write multi-line string. So inside multi-line string, first we will create a row. So we can create a row tr, and then we have 3 columns. So and then another column. Yeah. So in the first row, we will print. We can print document data of the name message, because this is a JavaScript object. So we can print the property like object dot property name. So you can do that. Just you need to type dollar symbol, then dot data, then message as a property name. And similarly for the timestamp, like dot time stamp stamp, and then we can create a button. So we can add a class ptn. So for red color we have a danger class, button danger, and then delete as a button. I will save, and then I will reload this page. Yeah. So right now we have three documents, but I'm getting only one documents because it will override the logic. So we need to append this entire DOM element with the help of plus symbol. And again, when I'm calling this query, so again, I need to blank this DOM element, and then we need to do this again. So we have 3 documents. So we have a timestamp property, and then we have a message, and we will write a logic for the delete. Now we will change the timestamp format. So we have a list of functionality we can use. Like first we will convert this timestamp to the date, and then we can get a local string. So just reload this page, or I haven't saved, and then again reload this page. Yeah, so these all are the details like TechFerment. This is a test message, and then hello world. So now we will implement the functionality for the delete. So in the delete, so where we can call a JavaScript method like on click. So we have a method like or a functions delete data. Here we will pass a ID. So we have a user ID, so which will take as a string, and we will can print a doc.id. So we have a functions, so we will create a functions which take as a id, and then in the if else logic we can add some confirm box like are you sure. If the value is successfully true, we can print id like console.log. We can print the id. Okay, so I will remove, or I will comment this logic for the IDs because we are getting data on the screen, HTML documents. Yeah, we have a data. So let's suppose I wanted to delete this document. So are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm getting this ID. I need to write the logic for the delete operations. So again, we are using Firebase, and then we have a Firestore. Then we need to define a collections. My collections name is data, and inside data we need to define a document on which document you want to remove. So we need to pass a document ID. So this is a document ID, And then we need to call delete as a method, which is predefined in a Firebase. And again, it is a promise. We can handle it with the help of then and catch block. So again, you can print or you can alert the message like data remove success something. And again, you can call show data method because data is removed, and then you need to call show data method again, and that's it. And again, if there is any issues, we can handle it with catch block. So we can print the error in console.log e, and that's it, and save and just reload this page. So for example, I need to remove hello world. So click on OK. Yeah, data removed success. Yeah, so message is removed. Now all set. Now I need to implement a logout functionality. So what we will do in the dashboard.html, we will create a button below. So we will create a button, provide a class like btn, and then we have a btn primary. And instead of writing this logic here, you can write uh, here after p tag, you can add some br. Yeah, and then you will write logout as a username. So you can pass the username like user dot display as a name as a property, and then you can define on click method. So we have an on click method, so you can call log out as a method, and we will define a logout method. So we'll write a functions logout method. So again, you can go to the documentations, like I have created a list of functions in the categorize. So go to the Firebase authentication. So we have a methods like sign in. You can log out the user. So we have a method sign out method. So I'm using that methods. So if the user is successfully logged out, so what we want to do, we want to switch the URL to the login screen. So we'll add login.html. And if there is any issue or error, we can handle in catch block, and that's it. So functionality is done. So we have a logout button, and then we have a data. So for the design purpose, I will remove this br and I will add br tag here. Okay, add one more br for the margin. Okay, so when I click on this logout, user logged out successfully. If I reload this page, I cannot access the data. And if I go to the home page like index.html, where I can add like TechFerment video and then share data added successfully, go to the admin panel, log in with your credentials. Yeah, so this is the data, and then we have a TechFerment video. You can also arrange these data in the sorting order like time format or the name. You can do that with the help of JavaScript. So this is the simplest functionality you can do implement. And now I'll show you how we can secure the data. Like right now, anyone can log in with Google account and can see the data. So you can secure your data with the help of Firestore security rules. Here you can apply security rules like So as of now, anyone can read, write, update. So you can add these rules like we have a data as a collections, and inside we have a document. In each document, like there is a specific UID specific credential like as an admin can read and delete the data, and where like request.auth.uid means your user ID as a you when you logged in with this credentials there is a UID. You can add it, you can get the UID, I'll show you. And and a normal like without authenticated user uh, anyone can create or write a data, and that's it, we can publish the rule. So it will take some time, and I'll go to the authentication, and this is a UID, you can get it, you can copy the UID and go to the security rules, and again replace the UID with your user ID, and that's it, and paste. Okay, so this is the rule. According to this rule, this user ID, like the user admin user can only read and delete the data, and anyone can create and write the data. And this is a secured page. If I'll try to log in with different account so if I'll try to log in with different account, I just copy the URL, I'll go to the different account. So we'll go to the login screen because this is a different browser, and we will authenticate, and I will sign up with my email ID. So we have an admin panel, but I'm not getting any data because right now this only this user this email ID can get the data, can have access, and that's it. So this is secure applications, and again you can redesign or you can add a logic according to your requirement. So we can change the dashboard. So this is how you can create applications, Raha type, like where user can share their thoughts, and there is an admin who can see the list of thoughts, and admin can remove the messages, and this is it. You can do that with simply. So if you want to know more about Firebase, I have created a videos, like you can go to the channel YouTube TechFerment, and then we have a list of videos like for each services you can implement the functionality, like if you want to use in admin like cloud storage, real-time database, you can go through it. If you have any issues or a problem, you can comment below the video, and I have attached the resources. And do like and subscribe, and see you in the next video. Thank you guys.